Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had Mario Carrillo who talks like this, smash the subscribe button. Go ahead and have him smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the following patrons: Trailero760, El Skid, Nathan, Hobiecat, Mika Boy, G, Marshall, John Wick, Lead with Love, Charles, Elber12, Soulstar LA, AI Vega, Esquiel, Miguel, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Jack, Linda, Michigan Wolverines, Marius, Javel66, Gigi, Abuelita's Journey, and Dallas Herrero. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, I am just going to be turning it up more and more. Make sure you hit that link in the description below. You are definitely missing out. This episode right here, man, back in the motherfucking Ramfla like I ain't ever left, is going to be a damn doozy, man. I am just unboxing gems. Right, the further that I separate myself from the California Department of Corrections, I am just unboxing gems for you guys. Have at it, right? Corrections in 2023. What does that entail? What does that look like? What are you hoping to accomplish, Hector? That's what the fucking captain told me. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish by being a lieutenant or trying to be a lieutenant. I just don't see it. Wow, man. So, check this out. I called up my pops yesterday. I call him up from time to time, chop it up. He's very calm, cool, collective, old school OG, man. Kind of like, kind of opposite of me, right? I'm kind of wild with it. He's very calm. And I was like, as you guys know, he was a prison guard, correctional officer for the California Department of Corrections as well. He retired after 22 years. So, I mean, I ain't got much to chop it up with my dad other than like, hey, how hot is it over there? 119. Damn. Ooh, hell nah. So I'm like, hey, Dad, you see that they let out that old lady, that Manson lady that killed somebody? He's like, yeah, I seen that. I'm like, what do you think about that? He's like, she did her time. Like I said, my dad's like very logical, very down-to-earth, respectable guy, man. She did her time. I was like, you think so? Well, yeah, like fucking 50 years. I don't think that old lady's gonna go and kill anybody again. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Right? I like to bounce ideas off my dad, wisdom, right? He fucking be giving me some knowledge all the time. And then I was like, hey, everybody's going home, huh? And he's like, yeah, that's just the way it is now. Like everybody's going home. And then I kind of dive into, this is where it gets juicy. He goes on and he tells me, hey, Hector, you gotta remember, like in the 70s and 80s, when they were handing out sentences, right, to the convicts, those were 7 to life sentences. He's like, look at the C-files. They were 7 to life. You look back, 7 to life. I'm like, okay. He's like, it wasn't until like the 90s they started handing out 25 to life sentences. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I see that. And then I said, what do you think about that 3-strike law? Right? We just start diving into this. And I ain't never dived into it like this. And he's like, yeah, that was kind of got out of hand toward the end. That kind of got out of hand. You had guys that were like, he said one guy, I forgot what he did. He wrote like a note or something, took it to like a cashier, like at a Rite Aid, and that got him a life sentence because it was that 3rd strike, right? 3rd felony strike. Dude got struck out life. So he's like, yeah, that kind of got out of hand. I could kind of see that. And I was like, So, this is what I see with corrections and the problem, right? Because we have to identify a problem to fix the problem. So you have Sacramento headquarters. By now, you guys know their get down, right? You guys know the way they get down, the way they move, the way they operate, like fucking snakes. Right, that was my rattle. So, this is it. Those people up in Sacramento headquarters they're on board with releasing these inmates, right? They're on board with releasing them. Like, that's what the governor wants. That's what the state wants. That's what the people want, apparently. Like, votes. I don't know. The point is, the inmates that were incarcerated are now not going to be incarcerated. We've seen it. Oh my goodness, I have seen it. I mean, we're going to go down the list. It was Boxer Enriquez. It was this old lady, Manson lady. The Menendez brothers are next. Don't you think they're not next, right? So basically, everybody at some point will be getting out. Facts, 100% facts. So they want everybody to get out, right? That's what they want, the higher ups. So why don't they just tell that verbally, put it on a piece of paper to the staff members, lieutenants, sergeants, and officers? Hey, this is what we want. Right? This is what we want. That way, the officers, sergeants, lieutenants can kick back, boom, and not write up inmates. We'll stop violence. Yeah, I mean, you got to stop the violence, but we won't write them up. We see them smoking weed. Fuck it. See them shooting some heroin. Fuck it. We see them stabbing another person. Don't trip, man. That was just we're not going to book you. We're not going to book you like you booked that dude with a weapon. Don't trip, right? Inmates out of bounds, don't trip. Inmate on the cell phone walking in the day room, fuck you, CO. Fuck you too. Don't trip, right? Why don't they tell the staff that that's what they want on paper? Because this is what happens. They're acting like that's what they want, right? So when cops take it easy, or cops pump the brakes, or cops put it in park, as they say, the trucks, when something happens, they'll go after the cop. There may or may not have been a serious stabbing at a serious prison involving a serious individual recently. And that may or may not have been observed for a long period of time. I can see how that happened. I saw a video one time, a guy was getting his ass handed to him, beat up by two dudes on the yard for 20 fucking minutes. And, yeah, that looks bad. You're like, hey, where was the observation? Where was the control booth? Where were the S&Es on the yard? Like, how the fuck you gonna let a dude get his ass beat on the yard for 20 minutes? Like, somebody's gonna get in trouble. But, there's a coyote right there. There's my motherfucking spirit animal or some shit. The fuck away from me, bitch. I did a funny coyote joke the other day. I think that's why I be talking about motherfuckers looking at me right now. Fuck you looking at, bitch. Anyways, wow. Yeah. You cannot say you want to release inmates and give them a pass. But at the same time, when we give them fucking passes, you try to hold us accountable. That's burning the candle at both ends. That's saying like you want to feed the poor, but you're starving them. Right? Either we all put... It doesn't work this way. It doesn't work this way. The only people that are getting a rise out of it are the people at the top. They're washing their fucking hands clean. Right? They don't have to deal with the release of the inmates or the supervision of inmates. They're just fucking... Oh my goodness. I just solved the fucking mystery for you guys like Scooby-Doo. Think about that. You know how many times I fucking felt nervous, felt sick to my stomach because I'm thinking, did I do the right thing? Did I finish? Did I document this? Did I document that? Fuck, did I catch this? Did I catch that? Because there's so many moving parts, right? It's an intricate part. It's a lot. Donovan is the worst of the worst, man. Too many programs, right? Too many. It's just too much for anybody. So, either we are not cracking down on crime, or we are cracking down on crime. Or you don't want to crack down on crime, but you want to get them in trouble. So, another thing I thought of too, man. Hector, why does it irk correctional officers so much when inmates get released? Right? I'm keeping it real. When Green, why does it irk Green? Because it used to get to me like, hey, what are you guys doing? You guys are releasing everybody, right? Then they were getting in shootouts with the cops in San Bernardino, in Oakland, in Sacramento, in LA. You had these AB 109ers just, I ain't going back to prison, copper, you pig. pow, right? Again, that's not all of them. That was just those ones that were fucking shooting it out with the cops. This is what I've come up in my little brain right here. The whole sole job of a correctional officer is to ensure that they do not escape, that the inmates do not escape. They do not leave the walls, right? They're in the walls. You cannot go outside of the walls. I've been tasked. I've been given a badge. I've been given a baton. You will not go outside this wall. Well, maybe that has some psychological effect when they're paroling and they're leaving. Maybe inside, internally, there's some fucking like confliction, like, hey, that's not supposed to be happening. That's not supposed to be happening, right? But if that's the case, as a correctional officer, how many times do I have to tell you? You're doing the bidding of the higher ups. You're just a pawn in the fucking game, right? You're better off just shutting the fuck up and doing as you're told. And this is what they would always tell me, heck, you just shut the fuck up and do as you're told. Well, I couldn't do it, right? I couldn't see what I see now. Ain't nobody was explaining this shit to me. But, yeah. This is corrections in 2023. People ask me all the time, Hector, I want to join CDCR. I've heard all your stories. Should I join? I'm in this part of the background process. I'm here. I'm there. Yeah, go for it. 100%. But understand your fucking job is you put on a badge, you put on a uniform, you sit at a podium, you do as you're fucking told, even though it doesn't make sense. Right? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Facts. Period. I don't care. You can cry, you can complain. Don't complain. That ain't going nowhere. We've proven that the whole system is fucked up. EEO complaint system, fucked up. Whistleblower hotline. Ha! You want to really blow the whistle? Make a YouTube channel. That's effective. The whole system's fucked. It's a sham. It's a fucking sham, right? The inmates are not winning. The staff are not winning. Sacramento's probably fucking winning. And I say this because the inmates that program are getting fucked. I'm telling you guys right now. The ones that fucking keep quiet, hold it down like a G, they're getting fucked. I've seen it over and over. The ones that are getting ahead are these whiny little motherfuckers that throw fits, tantrums, shit on cops, literally, and hold their food poor and just ask the AW plumber for a phone call, a hand job, and a television set, and an extra cookie. Oh, it's so fucked. Oh my goodness. This is corrections in 2023. You shut up, you show up, you shut up, you ain't changing shit. You're gonna get a fucking group of inmates, and eventually they will leave. You best believe that. I don't give a fuck if they committed the worst crimes. That ain't your job. That ain't your mindset. You are solely there. You are solely there to pass their time. Pass their time. Right? And I say this because how it was eating us all alive. We're like, I don't get this. This doesn't make sense. This is bullshit. Oh, fuck me. Fuck California. Fuck, look at it. We're here. Hello. Oh my goodness. The message for today is, damn, man. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from a situation far, far, far back. And this, I didn't come up with this on my own, right? You guys have been tapping in the comments, the messages, the DMs, the emails, everywhere, bro. It's fucking like, I'm seeing it for what it is now. You guys are seeing it for what it is now. This is fucking history. Keep pushing forward.